Welcome back. So now we have the first two games of the round of 16s have been defined after today's results. We had Group A games between Netherlands and Qatar, which ended with a 2-0 win for the Netherlands, and then Senegal beating Ecuador 2-1, a heartbreaking loss for the Ecuadorian team that had done so well until now, and which became the first South American team to bow out of the competition. So after those two games, the final positions or final standings in Group A are Netherlands first with 7 points and +4. Then second was Senegal with 6 points and just +1. In third position, Ecuador, as mentioned, with 4 points and +1. And then last, and already eliminated before these games, was the host team Qatar with 0 point and -6. Group B was also decided today, and the games were Wales against England, which ended with an English win by 3-0, and then a very contested, very tight game between the USA and Iran that ended with a 1-0 win for the US via a goal by Pulisic. With those two games, Group B also came to a close, and England advanced in first position with 7 points and a +7 goal difference, very impressive. Second team was USA with 5 points and a +1 goal difference. USA and England both undefeated through group stage. Third came Iran with 3 points and -3, and then finally fourth, Wales with 1 point and -5. With this, as we mentioned, the first two games of the round of 16s are now defined, and that will feature Netherlands against the USA, which is going to take place on December the 3rd at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And the other game is going to be England against Senegal, and that game will take place on December the 4th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.
All right, busy day today. First of all, it's probably our last night here in Doha. Eventually, the dream's going to come to an end. But we got our Group C and Group D finals today. So first round, we got Tunisia, France. Should be an easy one for France. But then the exciting one will be Australia, Denmark. Honestly, I'm praying Australia gets a win somehow. I think it'd be really cool to have them finish second in the group and make it through, which would help me with my Group C predictions with Argentina beating Poland. I'm hoping by a score of 2-0 tonight. We're still trying to see if we can get tickets to the game. Might be literally a game time decision. And then Saudi Arabia, Mexico. Realistically, Mexico should win, which is kind of a shame. But yeah, I don't really want to see them go through, especially all that stuff. Canelo talking shit about Messi. But we'll see. Hopefully Saudi Arabia has a little bit of juice left in their players, and hopefully we can see another good performance. I think an ideal situation would be a tie. Mexico finishes last. We all laugh at them, and then Saudi Arabia finishes with a good at 4 points. Poland will probably make it through as long as Argentina doesn't smash them 5-0. And then the rest of the groups pretty much finish where they need to be. So I guess we'll see how this goes, and should be an exciting day.
A few people have asked me about why the last two games of the group stage are played at the same time. And this is not new. It's been going on for a few years, particularly since 1982. In the World Cup in 1982 in Spain, the last game of Group 2, a group that featured Austria, Germany, Algeria, and Chile, was to be played between Austria and Germany, West Germany back then. At that point, and remember, at that point, the winning the game would give you 2 points, not 3. Austria and Algeria were tied with 4 points. Austria with 2 wins, and Algeria, having played all 3 games already, with 2 wins and 1 loss. They had beaten Chile, and they had surprisingly soundly beaten West Germany, and they had lost to Austria. Chile was already eliminated with 0 points in 3 games, so the last game again was between Austria and West Germany. Before the game, it was known that all Germany needed to advance was a 1-0 win, and that's exactly what happened. The Germans scored within the first 10 minutes of the game. If I'm not mistaken, the goal was scored by a giant German player named Horst Hrubesch. And then after that goal, for the rest of the game, the remaining 80 minutes, Austrians and Germans, they just kicked the ball, passed the ball to each other. They had no intention to attack. With that score, both teams were advancing. It was a scandal. People were outraged. There were Algerian fans at the game that were throwing money at the players. It was definitely a black eye for FIFA. So it was after that game that it was decided that the last 2 games of the group stage for every World Cup will be played on the same day and at the same time. So what do we have for tomorrow? We have a Group D action at 10 a.m. For some reason, Group D is going to be decided before Group C. Group D games are going to be at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. The first game is going to be Australia against Denmark, and the second game is going to be France against Tunisia. And then in the afternoon at 2 p.m., Group C games are going to take place, and that's going to have Poland against Argentina, and then Saudi Arabia against Mexico. I believe that Denmark will have no problems beating Australia. I'm predicting a 2-1 victory for the Danish team. And then in the other game of the Group D, France should prevail against Tunisia, even if they reserve some of the players. I think it's going to be a win, probably like a 3-1 score for France. With regards to Argentina against Poland, I expect Argentina to win 2-0. Kind of a reminder of what the game in 1978 World Cup was. Kempes is not going to be there to score though. And then the other game of the group that's going to feature Saudi Arabia and Mexico, that's probably going to end in a tie. Let's go with a 2-2 final score. With regards to Argentina, there is a lot of talk about what the starting lineup is going to be for this game. Scaloni has made several changes between Game 1 and Game 2, so it's expected that some changes are going to happen between Game 2 and Game 3. The keeper is going to be Dibu Martinez, that's not a doubt about that, but the right back position seems to be one of the key places. Molina played the first game, then Montiel played the second game. Apparently Molina is going to be back for the third game. Otamendi is the only staple in the back right now. He has played both games, never left, has performed really well. I think he's one of the leaders in duels, like one-on-one fights against our opponents. So he's definitely going to play. The other center back is going to be between Cuti Romero, who's still recovering from a nagging injury, or Lisandro Martinez. And then for their left back position, Acuna is slated to return after having started in the second game. In the midfield is going to be De Paul, who has been receiving a lot of criticism for his performances in the first 2 games. Still, Scaloni trusts him. He never even came off in the first 2 games, in spite of his low performances. So he's going to be starting again. And then the center midfielder position, probably going to go to Enzo Fernandez, who had a fantastic performance when he came in second half against Mexico. And then the other midfielder is going to be, again, Alexis McAllister, who started in the second game, the Brighton player. And then up front, the usual 3, Angel Di Maria, Lautaro Martinez, and this guy Messi. So it's going to be a 4-3-3, but in reality it's going to be more like a 4-3-2 Messi, because Messi normally has all the freedom to roam around the field, and the other players are smart enough to accommodate to that. So a few changes, lots of hope, lots of excitement. I can guarantee my home country is going to be paralyzed for this game, and I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going to be watching it.